McGrath bowled that bouncer just perfectly. Shiwag just let that bouncer go.
Excellent bowling. The batsman looked to be in trouble with the short ball.
McGrath to bowl to Shiwag. Tendulkar played that really well.
He looks really fired up today. That was certainly a very quick delivery.
Lee to bowl to Tendulkar. McGrath to bowl to Shiwag. Tendulkar is now on strike. Lee to bowl to Tendulkar. Tendulkar dropped his wrists underneath it, just as the textbook says.
He's bowling quickly today and has really got his tail up.
Out. No, dropped. That's a lovely way to get off the mark. Ponting just picks that up inside the rope. That's too full and it's been punished. That's the first boundary for Shuak. Tendulkar just let that bouncer go.
The bowler's certainly got the batsman hopping around out there.
For all the way. That's the first boundary for Tendulkar. Lee to bowl to Tendulkar. Nicely avoided by Tendulkar. Lee to Tendulkar. Didn't quite get hold of that one properly. The batsmen are coming back for three. McGrath out at long off. Shiwag facing. McGrath to Shuak. Hit straight to a fielder. We're about to see the first bowling change. Warne to bowl to Tendulkar. Stopped by Lee. McGrath to begin a new over. Not timed perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. 4. That takes him into double figures. Ooh, that looked quite nasty.
He's getting a fair working over out there at the moment.
Hit straight at Lee.
No!
Warne to bowl to Tendulkar. We're about to see a change in the bowling.
Yes!
4. Picked up very early by Shuak.
Lovely shot. It raced away to the fence for 4.
That's too short, and it's been dispatched before. Tendulkar moves into double figures with those runs. Shiwag, just let that bouncer go.
That was good bowling. Just the odd bouncer to keep the batsman on his toes.
Warne to bowl his leg spin. Hit straight to a fielder. The score at T is no wicket for 28. Shiwag waiting at the striker's end. The batsmen are looking for two. Picked up by Ponting. That's 4 runs. Tendulkar really takes advantage of anything overpitched.
He gave the batsman too much room there. 4 runs.
Shiwag is now facing. Warne to bowl to Shiwag. Hit straight to a fielder. Played into the gap. Batsmen are coming back for a third. Gillespie sprinting along the boundary. There's a mix-up with the batsman. That could be a very painful blow. Played into the gap. Shiwag has moved into the 20s and is starting to look far more relaxed. Lee to bowl to Shiwag. Lee to bowl to Shuak. Played into the gap. Gillespie sprinting along the boundary. Tendulkar facing. That has to be close. He's out. Tendulkar eventually goes for 17.
He'll probably have a close look at the replay of that when he gets back to the pavilion.
The next man in is Dravid. Warne takes the first wicket of the innings. Lee to begin a new over. And batsman didn't look at all comfortable there.
That was almost the perfect Yorker, but just didn't squeeze through.
Lee at the start of his run-up. That could be a very painful blow. We're about to see a change in the bowling. That's the first runs of the day for Dravid. Gillespie is not going to reach that. That's the first boundary for Dravid. That's too short, and it's been dispatched before. That takes him into double figures. McGrath continues. There should be some runs here. Picked up on the boundary by Gillespie. India have taken their total on to 1 for 54. Nice shot, but it won't make it to the boundary. McGrath at the start of his run-up. Lee to begin a new over. Great shot by Dravid. That was 4 the moment it left his bat.
Oh, great shot. That was a pleasure to see.
Dravid is now facing. Hit straight to a fielder. McGrath to begin a new over. Hit straight to a fielder. McGrath to Shuak. Lee to begin a new over. That was a testing bouncer by Lee.
That was a pretty quick bouncer, and the batsman looked very uncomfortable.
Good bowling from Lee.
He's bowled well enough to deserve a wicket.
Stopped by Warne. Excellent bowling by Lee.
He is posing some serious problems for the batsman out there today.
Lee continues. Stopped in the covers. McGrath to begin a new over. McGrath is back in the attack. Hit straight at Lee. McGrath to bowl to Shuak. There's a mix-up with the batsman. I think he was easily back in the crease there. McGrath at the start of his run-up. He just managed to avoid that one.
The batsman doesn't seem to be enjoying this fiery spell of fast bowling.
Lee to begin a new over. Stopped by Warne. Lee continues. Lee to Dravid. McGrath to begin a new over. Great shot by Shuak. Just over-pitched by McGrath.
For all the kids watching out there, that is a perfect example of how to play the shot.
A nice shot, but it won't make it to the boundary. Fielded in the deep by Lee. McGrath at the start of his run-up. McGrath continues. There should be some runs here. We're going to see the leg spinner Warne. Hit straight at Ponting. McGrath to begin a new over. And the batsman didn't look at all comfortable there.
He is posing some serious problems for the batsmen out there today.
Well, the fielder's not going to cut that off. He timed that to perfection.
He picked his spot well there, a glorious boundary.
Over-pitched and smashed to four. Played that with superb timing.
For all the kids watching out there, that is a perfect example of how to play the shot.
Hit straight at Gillespie. I think he was easily back in the crease there. Warne to begin a new over. McGrath to begin a new over. McGrath at the start of his run-up. Great shot by Shuak. Shiwag really takes advantage of anything overpitched.
That was a gift for the batsman.
Didn't quite get hold of that one properly. Dravid has moved into the 20s and is starting to look far more relaxed. Warne continues. Stopped by Gillespie. The fielder will cut that off. McGrath to begin a new over. McGrath to Dravid. Hit straight at Warne. McGrath at the start of his run-up. That was a vicious delivery.
Well, he might be a little nervous coming forward to the next delivery.
It's in the air, safely pouched by McGrath.
Great catch. That sort of thing can turn the course of a match.
Dravid is finally out for 22. Warne to begin a new over. Warne to Shuak. Hit straight at McGrath. Warne at the start of his run-up. Stopped by Ponting. McGrath at the start of his run-up.
Wait.
McGrath to Laxman. Nicely avoided by Laxman. McGrath to Laxman.
Waiting!
Stopped by Warne. Hit straight to a fielder. Shiwag waiting at the striker's end. Well, that could go all the way to the fence. That wasn't a very good delivery.
Well, he got everything right there. Footwork, hands, kept his head down, kept the ball on the ground. Nothing better than that.
Warne is back in the attack. The batsman will have to run these. Crowd are standing and applauding. That's a great moment for him. That's his half century, and it's taken him 104 balls. Four all the way. That's the first boundary for Laxman. Laxman waiting at the striker's end. That's speeding to the boundary. He picked the length quickly with that one.
That was a nicely timed shot. You don't need to smash the ball to the boundary every time.
Australia are about to make a change in the bowling. Great shot by Shiwag. Really looks in fine nick today.
That was a poor ball, and it got the treatment it deserved.
Hit straight to a fielder. Warne to Laxman. It's straight at Martin. Well played, but the fielder will cut that one off. Laxman waiting at the striker's end. Excellent bowling by Gillespie. Gillespie to bowl to Laxman. Over pitch and driven for 4. That takes him into double figures. Hit straight to a fielder.
Wait.
Warne at the start of his run-up. Warne continues. Great shot, that's 4 all the way. Shiwog really takes advantage of anything over pitch.
That was a gift for the batsman.
Well, that'll certainly beat the fielder into the fence. Super shot by Shiwog.
A racking shot. He's in great form.
Gillespie to begin a new over. Gillespie continues. Hit straight to a fielder. I think he was easily back in the crease there. Stopped in the covers. At stumps, India are 2 for 4. Stopped by Lee. And that's out. Caught by Warne.
The fielder did well there. He made it look easy, but it was a difficult catch to take.
Shiwog eventually goes for 62. That was a useful innings by Shiwog.
He did well out there and didn't let the bowlers get the upper hand at any stage.
Mongia is the new batsman. Warne continues. Gillespie to begin a new over. Not timed perfectly, but they got some runs anyway. McGrath reaches it before it crosses the boundary. Gillespie to bowl to Laxman. Stopped by McGrath. Steered expertly into the gap. Collected by Warne. Warne to begin a new over. India have taken their total on to 3 for 118. Stopped by Warne. Warne continues. That'll just make it to the boundary. That's the first boundary for Mongia. Warne continues. Gillespie to begin a new over. That's too short. 4 runs. Laxman has now moved into the 20s. Gillespie at the start of his run-up. Ouch, that must have hurt.
That was an excellent bouncer. The batsman didn't look at all comfortable.
It's beaten the fielder, but it won't go all the way. McGrath cuts that off. That's through the gap, and it'll go for 4. There's a nice bit of timing.
There's a perfect example of how to play that shot. He deserved 4 runs for it.
Warne continues. That's speeding to the boundary. That takes him into double figures. It's straight to a fielder. Warne is back in the attack. The batsman will have to run these. doing the fielding. Gillespie to begin a new over. Stopped by McGrath. I think he was easily back in the crease there.
White.
Australia are about to make a change in the bowling. That's racing away to the boundary. Played that with superb timing.
He picked his spot well there, a glorious boundary.
McGrath is back in the attack.
Yes.
McGrath continues. Hit straight at Warne. Gillespie to begin a new over.
White.
Hit straight to a fielder.
White.
McGrath to begin a new over. Stopped by Lee.
White.
Short and smash before. Mongia has moved into the 20s and is starting to look far more relaxed. McGrath continues. Stopped by Warne. Gillespie to begin a new over. batsman didn't look at all comfortable there.
Lovely ball. It bounced a little more than normal and had the batsman in trouble.
Super wicket keeping.
White, white, white.
Gillespie at the start of his run-up. Stopped by McGrath. McGrath to begin a new over. McGrath to Mongia.
White, white,
Pushed
white.
into the gap. McGrath to Laxman. Hit straight to a fielder. Gillespie to begin a new over. Tucked off his legs. McGrath reaches it before it crosses the boundary. Ouch, that must have hurt. Mongia eventually goes for 27.
That's a shame. I was enjoying watching him bat, but I imagine his captain will be even more disappointed.
Ganguly is the new batsman. Gillespie gets his first wicket. India are 4 down now for 151. The fielder's not going to reach that one. That's the first boundary for Ganguly. Gillespie continues. Ooh, that looked quite nasty.
That looks like it hurt him a bit. Don't show any pain. Just get on with it.
McGrath to begin a new over. Stopped by Lee. McGrath to Laxman. Stopped by Langer. Laxman just let that bouncer go. Good stroke for 4. He certainly saw that one early.
Oh, great shot. That was a pleasure to see.
Ganguly waiting at the striker's end. Gillespie to bowl to Ganguly. Played into the gap. Batsmen are coming back for 2. Warne reaches it before it crosses the boundary. Gillespie to bowl to Ganguly. McGrath to begin a new over.
Wide.
Hit straight to a fielder. India are 4 for 161. He just managed to avoid that one.
Now, ideally, he'll follow up that cracking bouncer with a Yorker.
McGrath to bowl to Laxman. McGrath at the start of his run-up. We're about to see a change in the bowling. Ganguly played that bouncer perfectly.
He looks really fired up today. That was certainly a very quick delivery.
Lee to Ganguly. Great take by the wicketkeeper. Ganguly is making his way back to the pavilion. We can have a look at that again. Adani is the new batsman for India. The new batsman comes in at the non-striker's end. Stopped in the covers. That's straight up in the air. Well, he's seeing it like a beach ball out there now.
Oh, great shot. That was 4 from the moment it left the bat.
That's 2 full, and it's been punished. That was 4 the moment it left his back.
The bowler didn't do too much wrong there. It was just an excellent shot.
Wide, wide, wide.
Stopped by Gillespie. Good stroke for 4. That's the first boundary for Adani. Lee to Adani. Oh, that's a really superb shot. Really looks in fine nick today.
Well, with that timing early in his innings, he'll just gain so much confidence.
Lee to Adani. A nice shot, but it won't make it to the boundary. Fielded in the deep by Gillespie. McGrath to begin a new over. That's racing away to the boundary. That was a shot straight out of the coaching manual.
He played that shot to perfection.
McGrath continues. Lee to begin a new over. Stopped by Gillespie. Adani didn't look comfortable against that short ball.
That was an excellent bouncer. The batsman didn't look at all comfortable.
That was a testing bouncer by Lee.
He's getting a fair working over out there at the moment.
That was a testing bouncer by Lee.
He looks really fired up today. That was certainly a very quick delivery.
McGrath to begin a new over. McGrath at the start of his run-up. India have taken their total on to 5 for an 87. McGrath to Laxman. It's straight to a fielder. Lee to begin a new over. That takes him into double figures. The score is now 5 for 188. Laxman is now facing. Langer is not going to reach that. He hit that with awesome power.
It was a good shot, but the bowler shouldn't be bowling at him.
It's straight at Gillespie. McGrath to begin a new over. It's straight at Gillespie. The score is now 5 for 193. Laxman waiting at the striker's end. That was a testing bouncer by McGrath.
Now ideally, he'll follow up that cracking bouncer with a Yorker.
Lee to begin a new over. Lee to bowl to Adani. Nicely avoided by Adani.
Well, he might be a little nervous coming forward to the next delivery.
Lee continues. It's straight at Gillespie. McGrath to begin a new over. A long hop and punish. And that really was a super strike.
Gave the batsman too much room there. 4 runs.
Yeah.
Fielded in the deep by Warne. That's racing away to the boundary. Hasn't been easy by any means, but he can enjoy this moment. Laxman has scored 50 off 98 balls.
That's a well-deserved half century. He's played very well.
He's worked that into the gap. McGrath continues. Well, that'll beat the fielder. He's timing the ball perfectly today.
He played that shot to perfection.
Oh, that is an excellent shot by Laxman. He's timing the ball perfectly today.
The batsman wasn't going to miss that opportunity. He was on it in a flash.
It's straight at Langer. Lee to Adani. Lee at the start of his run-up. Stopped by Warne. For all the way. This batsman won't miss anything that's short.
Well, that was a pretty poor delivery. It just sat up and asked to be smashed.
Players are heading for the pavilion and lunch with India on 5 for 215. We're going to see the leg spinner Warne. Hit straight at McGrath. Hit straight to a fielder. Warne continues. I think he was easily back in the crease there. Warne continues. Lee to begin a new over. That could be a very painful blow. Well, the fielder's not going to cut that off. Badani has now moved into the 20s. Hit straight at Langer. Badani didn't look comfortable against that short ball. Warne to bowl his leg spin. Oh.
That's really annoying for the bowler. I wouldn't like to be in that fielder's shoes when they get back into the rooms.
Hit straight to a fielder. Pushed into the gap. Great job done by the fielder in the deep. Pushed into the gap. Batsmen are coming back for two. Lee to begin a new over. Ooh, that looked quite nasty.
The batsman doesn't seem to be enjoying this fiery spell of fast bowling.
Great shot by Badani. That really was excellent timing.
What a ripper! The crowd enjoyed that one.
Lee to bowl to Badani. Stopped by Gillespie. That was a testing bouncer by Lee.
The batsman doesn't seem to be enjoying this fiery spell of fast bowling.
Warne to begin a new over. Superb shot. He's timing the ball perfectly today.
That was a really good shot. He looks in top form out there.
Warne continues. Warne at the start of his run-up.
Wait, wait, wait. Waiting!
Stopped by Ponting.
Waiting!
Lee to begin a new over. Lee to bowl to Adani.
Waiting!
It's straight at Ponting. Lee to Adani.
Waiting!
It's straight at Gillespie.
Yes!
Warne at the start of his run-up.
Waiting!
It's straight to a fielder. Warne to Laxman. Beautiful shot. Warne only over-pitched very slightly, but it was punished.
He gave the batsman too much room there. 4 runs.
Great shot by Laxman. Picked up very early by Laxman.
He'll have enjoyed that one. It was 4 the moment it left his bat.
Waiting! Ball!
There's a mix-up with the batsman. He looked as if he was home to me. That's wonderful bowling from Lee.
He's got nothing to show for some pretty good bowling.
Lee to bowl to Adani.
Waiting!
Stopped by Warne. Ouch, that must have hurt. Laxman is now facing. That's a superb shot. was a shot straight out of the coaching manual.
The bowler can't have too many complaints about seeing that ball disappear to the boundary.
The batsman will have to run these. Badani is now on strike. The batsman will have to run these.
Run.
War just picks that up inside the rope. Laxman is now on strike.
Waiting.
That's beaten the fielder, but it won't go all the way. Badani waiting at the striker's end. He's worked that into the gap. There's a mix-up with the batsman. I think he was easily back in the crease there. Australia are making a change in the bowling. Hit straight at War. Badani waiting at the striker's end.
Right there.
Laxman is now on strike.
Waiting.
Stopped by War. The batsman will have to run these.
Run.
Hit straight at War.
Waiting. Waiting.
Badani facing.
Waiting.
That could go all the way to the boundary.
Yes.
Badani really takes advantage of anything over pitched.
That was good cricket from the batsman. He placed it, didn't try to hit it too hard.
Waiting.
Hit straight at Ponting. Warne is back in the attack. That's racing away for 4.
Waiting.
The 6th wicket partnership has moved on to 103. The batsmen are looking for 2, picked up by Langer. Stopped by Hayden.
Go.
Badani facing. That's 4 runs. You can't afford to bowl that in there.
He really laid into that delivery. 4 runs all the way.
5. Now for 269.
Yes.
Great shot by Laxman.
Yes.
Laxman has taken his score into the 90s. Warne to bowl to Laxman. Well, that could go all the way to the fence.
Yes.
He was onto that in a flash.
He played that shot to perfection.
Waiting.
The batsman will have to run these. He's worked that into the gap. McGrath to bowl to Adani.
Waiting.
Stopped by Gillespie.
Go.
That's too full and it's been punished. He picked the length quickly with that one.
For all the kids watching out there, that is a perfect example of how to play the shot.
McGrath continues.
Wait.
There's a change in the bowling for Australia.
Yes.
Gillespie at the start of his run-up. Gillespie at the start of his run-up.
Go.
Gillespie to Adani.
Go.
Nicely avoided by Badani. McGrath to bowl to Laxman. Laxman is now on strike. McGrath to bowl to Laxman. Badani is now on strike.
No!
5. Now for 284. There it goes. Hardly seemed to hit that, yet it sailed over the ropes.
Great strike. It looked like 6 the moment he struck it.
Laxman waiting at the striker's end. He's worked that into the gap. McGrath to bowl to Badani. Hit straight at Warne. Badani is now facing. Well played, but the fielder will cut that one off. That bouncer gave the batsman plenty to think about.
He's getting a fair working over out there at the moment.
That's through the gap, and it'll go for 4. Hasn't been easy by any means, but he can enjoy this moment. That's 100 for Laxman. Hit straight to a fielder. That could be a very painful blow. McGrath to bowl to Adani. Played into the gap. He can enjoy this as he's had to work very hard for it. That brings up his half century. Hayden sprinting along the boundary. Stopped by Langer. I think he was easily back in the crease there. Played into the gap. Hit straight to a fielder. I think he was easily back in the crease there. That's a beautiful shot. Adani is looking to punish any short deliveries.
The bowler didn't do too much wrong there. It was just an excellent shot.
Adani is now on strike. The fielder will cut that off. McGrath to bowl to Adani. The batsman will have to run these. Badani is now facing. Hit straight to a fielder. He's worked that into the gap. Laxman is now facing. Badani waiting at the striker's end. Four. That really was excellent timing.
That was a really good shot. He looks in top form out there.
McGrath at the start of his run-up. Ouch, that must have hurt. It's beaten the fielder, but it won't go all the way. Gillespie cuts that off. Hit straight to a fielder. Laxman is now on strike. The fielder will cut that off. Langer reaches it before it crosses the boundary. Badani waiting at the striker's end. Laxman is now facing. The fielder will cut that off. Batsmen are looking for three. Badani facing. Hit straight to a fielder. That's too short. 4 runs, and that really was a super stroke.
He dispatched that short ball with a certain amount of disdain.
That's a good shot. McGrath is not impressed.
That was a good shot. He saw it early and got into position quickly.
The umpires are removing the bail, so that's T, and the score is 5 for 325. Laxman is now on strike. The batsman will have to run these. Stopped in the covers. Badani facing. He's worked that into the gap. Fielded by Lee. Laxman facing. That was a cracking delivery from Gillespie.
Well, the batsman can't get near him at the moment. He was beaten all ends up again there. Surely he must nick one of these.
Hit straight to a fielder. Excellent bowling by Gillespie.
That's good cricket. Well bowled and well played.
We're going to see the off-spin of War. Not timed perfectly, but they'll get some runs anyway. Fielded by McGrath. There it goes. War is not impressed.
He played that shot to perfection.
Gillespie to begin a new over. Tucked off his legs. Badani is now facing. He'll just beat the fielder to the rope. That really was excellent timing.
That was a gift for the batsman.
The fielder will cut that off. Gillespie is back in the attack. The batsman will have to run these. batsman will have to run these. Stopped in the covers. Laxman is now facing. The fielder will cut that off. Badani is now on strike. The fielder will cut that off. Laxman facing. Gillespie to Badani. Stopped by Warne. Gillespie to bowl to Badani. India move on to 344. Gillespie at the start of his run-up. Well taken by Gilchrist. Well played, but the fielder will cut that one off. Badani is now on strike. Hit straight to a fielder. 5. Now for 345. War to bowl to Badani. Laxman is now on strike. Played into the gap. War sprinting along the boundary. War to begin a new over. Stopped by McGrath. Now for 347. Four. He must be starting to think of three figures now. That has to be close. No response from the umpire. There's never a chance the umpire would give that out.
Well, Richie, the angle of the delivery was taking the ball down the leg side. Not out, and a good decision.
There's a change in the bowling for Australia. McGrath to bowl to Laxman. McGrath to bowl to Laxman. Warne to continue with his off-spin. Warne to bowl to Adani. Laxman facing. Laxman dropped his wrists underneath it, just as the textbook says.
The bowler's certainly got the batsman hopping around out there.
McGrath to bowl to Laxman.
Yes. No.
Adani is now facing. He's worked that into the gap. Laxman is now facing.
Wicket.
Laxman facing.
Ground ball.
McGrath to bowl to Laxman. The total is now 5 for 353. Laxman waiting at the striker's end. He's worked that into the gap. Badani is now facing.
Yes, out!
Ouch, that must have hurt.
The batsman can't have any complaints about that. That's international cricket.
Out, bowl! Really shattered the stumps with that one. Badani eventually goes for 94. That was an excellent knock by Badani.
He had a century in his sights, so he'll be a little disappointed.
Mongia is the next batsman in. McGrath gets his second wicket. India has 6 down now for 354. We're about to have a change of bowling with the leg spinner Warne. The score is now 6 for 354. Warne to Laxman. Hit straight to a fielder. Warne at the start of his run-up. McGrath to begin a new over. Great shot by Mongia. That's the first boundary for Mongia. steered expertly into the gap. Mongia waiting at the striker's end.
Wait.
Stopped by Warne. McGrath to begin a new over.
Run.
Over pitch and driven for 4. Picked up very early by Mongia.
That looked like 4 the moment he struck it.
Mongia waiting at the striker's end. Hit straight to a fielder. That's edged and out. Great reflexes. He made it look so easy. Mongia makes his way back to the dressing room.
Well, they're through to the tail now and should tie up the innings quickly.
Tendulkar is the new batsman. That's through the gap, and it'll go for 4. You certainly saw that one early.
Well, you don't see that shot played much better than that.
Warne continues. The fielder will cut that off. Great job done by the fielder in the deep. Well, that'll certainly beat the fielder into the fence. That's the first boundary for Tendulkar. Warne continues. Warne to Tendulkar. That's a good shot. Warne is not impressed.
That's the perfect leg glance. Just use the pace of the ball to deflect it to the boundary.
McGrath to begin a new over. That's a superb shot. He really struck that well.
The bowler can't have too many complaints about seeing that ball disappear to the boundary.
McGrath continues. McGrath continues. That's gone high in the air, just over-pitched by McGrath.
Beautifully played. Head over the ball, weight forward, a textbook shot.
Laxman is now facing. Hit straight to a fielder.
Yes. Yes.
Batsmen are looking for three. Fielded in the deep by Langer. Warne to begin a new over. Laxman waiting at the striker's end. That's a beautiful shot. Beautifully played.
Really good shot there. Nicely timed and picked the gap perfect.
Hit straight to a fielder. Warne at the start of his run-up. That's racing away to the boundary. Laxman very quickly onto that one.
He picked that ball up beautifully. The bowler will have to be careful not to put the ball in that area again.
Australia are making a change in the bowling. Stopped by Hayden. Superb shot. That takes him into double figures. Gillespie continues. That's too short. 4 runs. That was a real textbook shot.
The bowler can't have too many complaints about seeing that ball disappear to the boundary.
Warne to bowl his leg spin.
Waiting. Waiting.
Hit straight to a fielder. It's high in the air and there's a fielder under it.
He kept his concentration really well. He had a long time to think about that before it came down.
Laxman is finally out for 144, getting a wonderful and well-deserved standing ovation. Singh is the new batsman. Warne is back in the attack. Superb shot. That's the first boundary for Singh. Gillespie to begin a new over. Comfortably taken, no worries.
That was a loose shot. He'll be kicking himself about that one.
So then, that's the end of a Gurkha. He's found the gap with that one. That's the first boundary for Khan. That is an excellent catch. India, the ball out for 412.
Australia have bowled themselves into a strong position. That certainly gives their bowlers something to bowl at.
So Australia require 56 to win. Khan to bowl to Langer. So to sum up then, Australia win by 9 wickets.